Um, Today's episode, we're going to be getting into something that is actually kind of common sense, but you know, it's good to talk about it. From time to time. First and foremost, thank you for y'all who were coming on board and subscribing with me while I was doing a hiatus of my own. Had to take a quick break, but we're right back at it. So hope everybody's been doing okay. Hope everyone's been maintaining and just keeping their collection growing. And it's good to take breaks from shoes sometimes. You know what I mean? Even though this is really a shoe review type of channel, it's good to just like sometimes step back and take that break that's much needed. But today we're gonna dive right back into it. And what are we talking about? This right here. Nike is increasing their prices for the Air Jordan 1s, and they're going to increase them up to $200. Now, me personally, it already feels like it's $200. It doesn't feel like it's 160, 170, 180, 190. It feels like $200 already. So to get this type of like news, is it really news? So I guess that's the title of this episode of Tykisa Tirade. The increase, is it really news at this point? Not really. I mean, we pretty much in the sneaker community have already come to the realization that with shortages taking place and shipping containers not getting to and from the ship ports like we need them to, it's only a matter of time before they increase the material cost, and then the material cost is going to lead up to increase of the actual shoe itself. They have to find their way to gain value to get that markup somewhere, and it's going to come out of our pockets. Now here's the thing about it: if that's going to increase in value just for the retail cost, the MSRP, which is manufacturer suggested retail price, then what do you think the retailers are going to do? That's right, they're increasing the pricing. And the thing about it is that you can get mad about that, but at the end of the day, no point to do so, because you yourself may find yourself being a reseller and not even realize it. And when you come to that realization, it's like, well, why am I preaching that I'm not reselling when I actually may do that myself just to, buy something else that I don't want to keep my shoe collection for, or I'm just trying to make extra money. I mean, it's a very thin line to be mad with this particular situation, because we are either going to buy from Nike or we're not. And the sad part is we are. That's why for me, the whole militant, stick to only, replica UAs, international fakes, whatever. Excuse me. You can do whatever you feel like doing, because at the end of the day, whether you go the international route, whether you go the domestic route, what really has value, And yes, resale for, North America, it's easier. It's legal. Let's keep it a buck, okay? It's not black market. It's not none of that bullshit. It is legal. So you can just go up there to you can go up there to eBay. I was about to say East Bay. You can go up there to eBay. Anything over $100, I believe, is an authentication process. You can go to, I already said go, right? You can go to StockX. StockX doesn't take no used shoes. It's got to be new. That's it. Or dead stock, right? So, and just do it that way. But either way you look at it, that's still reselling from one person to the next, because you owned it and now you're reselling it to the other person. Whether you choose to knock them over the head with the price or just keep it an affordable cost as you would want done to you, it's up to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you're less of a person, a scumbag, or anything like that. It's just really, I'm coming to realize that this is the way of the world. Cost of living will always increase. The more that things cost to get from point A to point B, it's going to definitely trickle down, right, to us, the consumer. And then from there, it just gets worse and worse. Now, as far as with the Air Jordan 1s being $200, which I'm just looking at my clock, 5 minutes left. I try not to make these too long, because I know y'all want to just be watching me consistently say the same thing over and over and over. But, this has just a little bit of a different perspective from it. But when we look at like just the overall ideals of how this cost thing is going, $200 for some Jordans when your cost of living increase might have actually gone into a positive light, which is towards your raise or your financial, income or situation. It really isn't much. I mean, when you look at Air Jordan 4s, Air Jordan 5s, and the like, they end up being about $200, $250 anyway. So Air Jordan 1s being $200, it's not. And then the resale, like on GOAT, like my pair of patinas that I purchased, them things was like almost $300 for resale on GOAT. It is what it is. I wanted the actual retail pair or domestic pair versus the international or replica or fake pair, because at that time they didn't get the patina just right. Now they have it where it's very similar, just the finish on there very similar. Of course they got the silhouette down. Across the water the silhouette is, but sometimes depending on the color blocking and the actual around the toe box and the mud guard and the eye stain and all that, sometimes the color may be a little bit off compared to the resold or retail pair or domestic. So sometimes you just want what you want. That's what it comes down to. The reason why I'm not putting more of information up here on the column or nothing like that as far as what another news reporter or a person who's a journalist wrote down, because there's not much more to really say. It's common. It's like, okay, so for you guys and ladies out there who like Jordans and you got certain size feet that you have to get men's sizes instead of like GS, which is grade school sizes, then this is what it is. $200 a pair, cash or credit card or debit card. Most of us are going to be buying it off of credit or debit because, that's just the way it goes nowadays, whether you're using it off a Cash App or your bank or whatever. But, I mean, you as a consumer decide what you want to spend. Just looking at the time again. Because it doesn't really matter to the rest of us out there in our own individual homes. We can't be upset for you if you decide to go past the norm of your actual social or financial status. And what I mean by past the norm is getting to a point where you're financially destitute. Because at the end of the day, we're a community of sneaker lovers, sneaker heads, sneaker enthusiasts, sneaker whatever you want to call it. Whether it's a positive community or sometimes a straight ass negative community. Okay, nonetheless, it's a community, and we tend to all come together and talk about a collection and then talk about the sneaker wall and whatever the case may be. Whether you have it where you have the actual boxes or you got that plastic, slide shelf and the window can show the shoe or whatever. We just want to be able to build our collection and connect with others doing it. It just doesn't make sense to connect to people to a point doing so, and then you end up becoming destitute and paying, not being able to pay your bills and become homeless and all this BS over some shoes. But at the end of the day, I just say all of this and wrap it up from here. Jordans becoming $200, Jordan 1s, it's really not that big a deal to me. I know for y'all out there, you might get mad and be like, what, this is some bullshit. It used to be 160, 100. Oh, great. Milk used to be 5 cents. I think that's the best analogy I could use. This is your man Tykisa. Look, everyone, appreciate your patience. If you have general questions, general concerns, hey, information's right above my head. I'll be more than happy to answer you as quickly as I can. And if that's going to be it, then that's going to be it. But if y'all wanted to talk more about whatever's going on as far as sneaker collecting or whatever the case, I'm more than happy to answer as time allows. And as long as it's respectful, let's keep it respectful, folks, so we can definitely keep it going. Please make sure to like and share so that people that love shoes like I do, like you do, can see this content. And hey, if they want to come on and subscribe and support, by all means, I greatly appreciate the support. But either way, thanks for allowing me to come onto your television screen and show y'all what it is about this $200 increase, which for me, I'm just like, whatever. Talking about Jordans with the Van shirt on. I'm a fool, boy. I'm a fool.
Jump off the stage like yeehaw.